everybody. I hope that all of you had a good lunch and you are ready to continue. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Okay, one moment. Let me set up.
After
Good afternoon. Okay, guys. So, as we were doing earlier today, we're gonna continue with surface area because that is a section that we have started. And if I go to the Jamboard, we basically covered surface area of a sphere. Should this done instead? Yep. So we basically covered what is the surface area of a sphere, and we managed to answer 2 questions from the worksheet. So anybody has any questions with that, or can I move on to the following shape? Was it clear, guys? Surface area of a sphere.
is it
Okay. So now we're gonna continue. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. We're gonna continue with prisms. So prism of a surface area of a prism is the same idea. If we look at the triangular prism, we want to find the surface area of the triangle at the front, of the triangle at the back, of the quadrilateral on the 2 sides, and the quadrilateral at the bottom. And once we find the area of all of those, then we are able to find the surface area or the total surface area. Now, in I know when they teach this in primary school, they teach it that you have to find the area of each one by one, and then you add all of them. Now, there are formulas to doing this, and we're going to be looking at the first one that says prism, where you have the prism and there is one formula that applies for all of the prisms. And just like the just like the volume of a pyramid, when we looked at that this morning as well, one section of the formula changes, and that is the same thing that happens when we're talking about the prism and the volume of a prism. Now, we use the formula because the formula is universal to all of the shapes that are prisms. Instead of going and finding the area of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then adding them, we use the formula. Instead of finding the area of 6 faces, we find it of one, and then we use the formula and then we find everything together. Instead of finding of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the top, 8 at the bottom, 8 different shapes, and then adding them, we use the formula, and the formula gives me the total surface area. Now, what we need to understand though is how do we use the formula. So go ahead and write. I want you guys to write CSA, and you write perimeter of base times height, because that is the first thing we have to find. And then you're gonna write TSA and equal to this formula. So let me also put it in the chat. I'm gonna write it in the chat as well. It's gonna be CSA is equal to the perimeter of base times the height. And then your total surface area, the one that we want, is the CSA plus 2 times the area of base. So that is all we're going to be using right now, okay? Everybody has that down. Can I move on to the Jamboard? So, sharing this one. So let's do one before we go ahead into the actual problem. So for us to find the surface area, there are two things that we have to find. We have to find the the curved surface area, and then we have to find the total surface area. The answer that we want is the total surface area. So if I look at the formula of CSA, which is curved surface area, what does the formula say? You guys have it in the chat. What does it say?
Meter of length
The perimeter of the what? Of the base.
of the
Perimeter of the base times the height. What shape is the base?
rectangle, miss.
A rectangle. Very good. What is the formula for perimeter of a rectangle? We reviewed this on Monday. Perimeter of a rectangle. Anybody?
Length.
No, that is area of a rectangle. I want the perimeter of a rectangle.
5/6, miss? No, no.
On Monday, when we were reviewing, and I had to stop talking about what we were talking about and go back to the parts of a circle and the parts of a rectangle and the parts of a square, and then we looked at the formulas. What was the formula for perimeter of a rectangle? Okay, very good, Jerome. I see it in the chat. 2 length plus width. What is the length?
14, 14,
14. Very good. And what is the width?
10. 10, miss.
10. Very good. And if I calculate that, what does it give me? 2 times 14 plus 10. What does that give you?
38, miss.
How much? 48. Very good. 48 what?
Centimeter.
Centimeters. Very good. So now this is what I'm going to be putting into this formula over here. And 48. What is the height of this prism?
83.
8 point,
8.2.
8.3. Very good. What is 48 times 8.3 now? 48 times 8.3.
Miss, is it 398.4?
Very good. 398.4. Yes? Everybody understand how we got that?
Yes, miss.
But this is not the final answer, because if you take a look at what we put in the chat, that is just the curved surface area. That is just the lateral surface area. So that is just part of the surface area. I want the total surface area. So I want the surface area of the entire prism. And for us to find total surface area, I need to do the what I found, the curved surface area, plus 2 times the area of the base. What shape is the base? What did we say the base was?
Rectangle.
And what is the formula for area of a rectangle?
P2 length. Length times width, miss.
Length times width. Very good. And we said that the length is 14 and the width is 10. So what is 14 times 10?
140, miss.
140. Very good. So the area is 140. Do I need to repeat how I got 140? Do I need to repeat how I got it? Everybody understood how I got the 140?
Yes, miss. Miss, repeat it, please. Repeat it.
Okay. We have to find, let me use another color. We have to find the area, right? Right here. It says area of the base. That is what the formula says in the chat. You can go up back in the chat to see the formula that I have there. The total surface area is the curved surface area, which is what we found at the top, 398.4, plus 2 times the area of the base. The base is a rectangle, and we have said that the area of a rectangle is length times width. So that is 14 times 10. And that gives me 140 centimeters squared. Yes?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, good. So now you guys can calculate what I have there, 398.4 plus 2 times 140.
678.4.
678.4 centimeters square. Very good. Questions? Did you guys understand how we did this?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. So now let's look at the first problem that I have here. And this is, I'm not sure. Let me see. What question is this one?
It's number 3, miss.
Number 3? Okay. Number 3. I don't have the worksheet open. Okay. So if you guys have taken a look at your worksheet, we have done number 1. And now we're doing number 3. All right. So let's take a look at what it says. It says, what is the least amount of fabric needed to make this tent? So basically, they're asking you, how much cloth do I need to make this tent? All right. And because they're asking you for the cloth to make it, and they're not asking you for the space inside, they're asking you to find surface area of this tent. So surface area includes all of the sides, right? All 5 sides that this shape has. So the first thing that we have to find here is the curved surface area. What is the formula for curved surface area?
Perimeter.
Perimeter of the base times what?
The height.
Times the height. Very good. So I'm going to find perimeter of the base and I'm going to times it by the height. So Perimeter of the base. What shape is the base of this shape? Of this prism?
So rectangle again, rectangle.
It's a rectangle. Very good. So I'm going to find the perimeter of the rectangle. And when we find the perimeter and when we find the area, those are all like your extra working. You don't necessarily have to show it, um, but you have to do it so that you know what it is, right? But all of that is called extra working. So now, based on this, what is the length?
7. 7 is
7.
7. Very
7.
good. And the width?
6.
6.
6, miss.
Very good. So what is the perimeter?
20, miss.
How much?
I got 20.
26 miss.
It is 7 plus 6, and then you multiply by 2. 7 plus 6 gives you 13, and 13 times 2,
26 miss.
26 feet. Right? It's only perimeter, so we leave it at feet. Okay, so I'm going to put 26 here, and what is the height?
4.
4. Very good. And what is 26 times 4?
104, miss.
104. And this is area, so I have to put feet squared. Right? Now, I need to find total surface area. And the total surface area is the curved surface area plus 2 times the area of the base. Right? So now we said that the shape at the base is a rectangle, so I need to find the area of the rectangle. That is length times width. We said that the length is how much?
7.
7.
7, miss.
Very good. And the width is 6. So what is 7 times 6?
32.
42, miss. 42.
42. Very good. Feet. And because it is area, it will be squared. So I come back here to my total surface area. My CSA, or my curved surface area, is 104. Then 2 times the 42 that I got for the area. And when I solve that, what you get?
84.
84 for everything?
It's 188.
188, miss.
188. Very good. Very good, everybody. And it is area, so feet squared. Everybody got that?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. So, I think that was the only question in the worksheet that had to do with prisms, because the other ones are talking about pyramids. Okay, so let me go back to my PowerPoint over here. And now, guys, we're going to talk about pyramids. So the pyramid, and then the formula for pyramid is half times the perimeter of the base times the slant height. Now, slant height and height are very different. Height means straight up. When they're talking about the slant height, they're talking about one of these lines that are slanted from the base moving to the point. That is the slant height, right? And we have to do the same procedure. We have to find the curved surface area, And then we're going to use the curved surface area or the lateral surface area, because it has two names, to find the total surface area. All right. So I'm going to put it in the chat again. Where are you guys? Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat again. And then we're going to do one example, and then we're going to go into the word problems. So the curved surface area would be half times the perimeter. And then we're going to times that by the slant height. And then the total surface area is going to be the curved surface area plus the area of the base. So those are the two formulas that we're going to be using right now. So now, we'll go to an example. This is our pyramid. Now, looking at this pyramid, what kind of pyramid is it? What kind of pyramid, guys?
Square base pyramid, miss.
A square-based pyramid. Very good. So, by using the formulas that are given to me, I first need to calculate this curved surface area. So that's what I'm going to be doing first. Curved surface area is equal to half the perimeter um, times the slant height. Right? So curved surface area is equal to half the perimeter of the base. Now, how do I find perimeter of a square? How do you find perimeter of a square? Guys?
Side.
Mm, side times side.
Ano ba?
A plus
Mga
B centimes.
Okay.
as perimeter equals 4 times 2.
You guys, I'm wondering if you forgot everything when you were and then you were face to face in first farm and you forgot all of that already. When we talk about perimeter, Nancy Jerome has the formula and in the chat. Perimeter is you're adding all the sides, right? So if you have a square, all of the sides measure exactly the same thing. So the formula for perimeter is 4 times the side, or whatever letter you want to use to represent the side, right? So I am going to find perimeter by doing 4 times what is the length of a side of the square?
16 inches.
16. And what is 4 times 16?
64, miss. 64.
64. Very good. 64 inches. So I'm going to put 64 here. Times, what is the slant height?
17.
17.
17. Very good. Now I want you guys to find the answer of that. Half times 64 times 17.
544, miss.
544. Very good. Inches squared. Everybody understood that one?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now we're going to find the total surface area. And the total surface area is the curved surface area plus the area of the base, right? How do you find area of a square?
Length times width.
Base times side means
Area of a square.
Length times width.
That's for a
I do
rectangle.
rectangle.
We did it earlier today. I asked you guys the same thing. How do you find the area of a square?
base times side means
No, it's not base times height.
Miss, no sé, 1/3. Y
No, you are confusing. You're using the formulas for volume now. We're talking about area of a square. Area of a square, guys. Area of a square, guys.
side times side, miss.
Side times side. Very good. Side squared. Side times side. So the side is 16. And what is 16 times 16?
2056. 256.
256 inches squared. So now when it comes to finding the total surface area, I'm going to take the 544 and I'm going to add it to 256. And what is that going to give you?
800, miss.
800 exact
Yes, miss.
inches squared. And there you go. Questions, questions, questions. And is it clear, guys? Did you understand how we got it?
Clear, miss, clear.
Yes, miss.
I think the problem here is you guys being able to identify your formulas because there are a lot of
All
formulas.
formulas.
And you guys have to remember the ones for perimeter, you have to remember the ones for area, all of them when it comes to surface area. So let's continue to this one. So it says the base of the lampshade is a regular hexagon. Regular hexagon. How many sides does a hexagon have?
6, miss.
Very good. Very good. Right now. So the the base of a lampshade of a regular hexagon with a side length of 8 inches. Now, when it says regular hexagon, regular means that all sides measure exactly the same. So all of them are going to be 8. All of the 6 sides are measuring 8. Calculate the amount of glass needed to make the lamp shed. Okay. So we need to find surface area of this lampshade. Everybody understands that? Did everybody understand the question?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So if we're using the formulas, we're going to use curved surface area is equal to half the perimeter times the slant height. Yes? So curved
Yes.
surface area is equal to half. What is the perimeter of the base now? How are you going to find perimeter of this shape that has 6 sides that measure exactly the same?
Eight times six, miss.
Very good. Very good. If we have a shape that has six sides and all sides measure exactly the same thing, I just have to take one of the sides and times it by 8. So what is 6 times 8?
48, miss.
48. Very good. And in this case, inches. So I'm going to put 48 here. What is the slant height now?
10 inches, miss.
10 inches. Very good. So if you solve this, what do you get?
240, miss.
240 inches squared. Very good. Very good. Now, now what?
The total surface area, miss.
Why? Why are we going to find the total surface area? We have to,
Because, yeah.
because yes, because yes is not a reason. Just listen to what the question is saying. Calculate the amount of glass that is needed to make the lamp shed. Haven't we found that already? Why do I need to find the total surface area? Why do I need to add the area of the base? Does the base of that shape also going to take glass, or is it only the curved surface area? It's only the top that is going to take glass.
Just the top, miss.
So do we have to find the area of the base?
No,
No,
miss.
miss.
We don't
No,
need
miss,
glass
because
down
only
there.
the top, only the top will carry the glass, miss.
Very good. We don't have to find the area of the base because, guys, if you take a look at the total surface area, the curved surface area is all of this region right here, right? The pyramid itself. When we find total surface area, we are taking this and we are adding it to the area of the base so that we can find the area of everything. But in this question, they don't want you to find the total surface area. They're only asking you to find the area of the lamp because that is what will be made out of glass. If you guys have seen a lamp, you know that the bottom of that lamp doesn't have anything because that's where the bulb goes and that's where you pull the little string and all of those things happen. So only the top part needs glass. So for this question, this is going to be my final answer. Yes?
Yes, miss.
Sure, guys. Do I need to explain again? If not, can I move on?
Yes, miss. Continue.
Okay. The surface area, and this is another question. This is question number 7. Question number 7. If I'm not mistaken, it is number 7. The surface area of a square pyramid is 85 square meters. The base length is 5 meters. What is the slant height? Now, this question is not asking you for surface area. All right? What is it asking you for?
The slant height, miss.
It's asking you for the slant height. Very good. So, this is telling you the surface area is equal to 85 square meters. And the height is equal to 5 meters. What is, sorry, the base length? The base length is equal to 5 meters. What is the slant height? right? Let me add a picture here to see if you guys can understand it. Okay, so this is the square base pyramid, and they're telling you that this over here is 5, and you need to find this length. And they give you the total surface area. Yes? Everybody understands what we have to do? Yes, guys? You understand what you have to do?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay. So now, let me go to a new page because I need space here to work. So, what is the formula for total surface area?
Clear question?
La- lateral surface area plus area of the base.
Okay, very good. Total surface area is equal to the lateral or curved surface area plus the area of the base. Right? Based on the information that is given to me, all I know is that this is 85. Right? Yes?
Yes, miss.
So, I know that in second form we did algebra, and first form we did a little bit of algebra, and this is where algebra and geometry meet. Because now there is something missing in this formula, and we have to find what is missing in this formula. Right? So, curved surface area. What is the formula for curved surface area?
Half permit. Half
Half
perimeter
perimeter times surface height.
So I'm gonna put it right here in a different color. Half times the perimeter times the slant height. And then I'm gonna add the area of the base. Right? So this is what I have now. Everybody okay so far? If you get lost, if you need me to repeat, you say it when I'm on that step. Don't wait until the end. Everybody understands how I got that.
I understood, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, okay. So now, the only thing that the question gives me here is the total surface area, which I have substituted into my question, but it also gives me the 5, which is the length of the base. Using that 5, nothing in this formula has length of the base, but it does have perimeter of the base and it has area of the base. Can I use that 5 to find the perimeter and the area? Yes or no?
Yes, miss.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
So now, what is the perimeter if the side is 5? Remember, it's a square. What will be the perimeter of that square?
20, miss.
20. Very good. Because perimeter is equal to 4 times the side. So it would be 4 times 5. And that will give me 20. So I'm going to put a 20 right here. Times what I'm looking for is the slant height. Now, finding the area. What would be the area of that square? What would be the area of this square?
625.
How did you get that answer?
Multiplying the sides.
Multiplying the side, but the side is 5. By what did you multiply the 5? Remember, it's a square, right? Area of a square is s squared. S times s, right? So if my side is 5, what is 5 times 5?
25.
25. So my area here is 25. Everybody understood that? We got the numbers? Yes? Do I continue?
Yes, miss, continue.
Okay. So, we're gonna simplify first. Get rid of everything that we can get rid of so that we can leave the sh, the slant height, by itself. When working with algebra, you always want to leave the whatever you're looking for by itself on one side, and then you take all of the numbers to the other side. So that is what we want to do here, right? So I can reduce the 85. I cannot do anything with that. But what is half times 20? What is half of 20?
10, miss.
10.
10, miss.
Very good. And the slant height, I don't know what it is, plus 25. Now, what can I do with this problem? I want to leave the s and the h by itself. What do I do?
Miss, you can divide the 10 and the 25 by 5.
Mm. No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Okay, so we're going to be doing algebra after this unit. And you guys need to remember all of the basics of algebra. We cannot divide when we have multiplication and addition. Those are two different things. There are other things that we can do though. In algebra, we want to leave the sh by itself. So we always try to remove addition and subtraction first. If I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to remove this plus 25. And I'm going to take it over to the other side. When I take it over to the other side, the sign changes and becomes the opposite. What is the opposite of addition?
Subtraction.
So I'm going to subtract 25. And I'm going to stay with 10 sh. Right? What is 85 minus 25?
60.
60, miss.
60 is equal to 10 and the slant height. How do I remove that multiplication?
Switching it to the other side.
Mm, not not necessarily. What is the opposite of multiplication?
Dividing
Divide. So if I am multiplying by 10, how do I get rid of that multiplication of 10? By what do I have to divide?
by 10.
By 10. So I'm going to divide by 10 on this side, and I'm going to divide by 10 on this side. And that cancels out. What is 60 divided by 10?
6, miss.
6. So this cancels and this cancels, and 6 is equal to the slant height. Oh, did everybody get that?
Yes, miss.
Sure.
Yes, miss,
Yes,
I
miss.
got it.
Me tanto working, miss, para un número chiquitito.
Wait till you guys go into algebra next week. That is my favorite area to teach. So the heart attack les va a querer cuando vean los problems. But I am seeing that you guys will need to review. I love your basics. Like, I don't know if, what is it, almost 2 years at home. It doesn't, I teach something and then you guys forget it. So, and then basics of algebra. A lot of these things of algebra, guys, if you have your first term notebook, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Canton covered at least the basics of algebra with you guys. And then last year in second form, we did do some algebra. I remember we did algebra last year. So if you have all of those notes, you should have them or review them, or please find them so that when we have class, you can, brush through your notes and find them. But I'm gonna try and see how it is that we can manage, because this problem was an analytical problem, still talking about surface area, but had to incorporate algebra in it. Anybody has any questions before we move on?
No.
Okay. Next question. Another analytical question. So let's see. This question reads as follows. The height of a pyramid is the perpendicular distance between the base and the bottom of the pyramid. Which is greater, the height of the pyramid or the slant height? Explain your reasoning. No numbers. Reading and understanding and answering. So, who understood what the question says?
Nadie me dio, no lo entiendo.
Nadie me dio
Be honest,
por
guys. You
entender.
didn't understand. Diga, Miss, no entendí. Pues
No,
no, that's
miss.
right. You didn't
No, miss.
understand. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm reading something important. Okay, so let me read it again. Let's see. Let's see if you guys understand. It says the height of a pyramid. Let me get up another picture and put it in there as well. Um, another one. It has the height in it. Okay. Okay, let me put this picture here. Okay, so it says the height of a pyramid is the perpendicular distance between the base and the top of the pyramid. So it says that the height of the pyramid, and when we're talking about height, guys, you're always talking about this distance, right? This is the height. That is what we call the height. Yes? It says the height of a pyramid is the perpendicular distance between the base and the top of the pyramid. The perpendicular distance. So what does perpendicular mean? What is perpendicular, guys? We did this last week. What is perpendicular? Mm. What is perpendicular?
Miss, they will intersect, Miss?
They will
A
inter.
right angle?
Very
A right
good,
angle?
very good, very good. So when you're talking about perpendicular in this question, are you saying that this this line perpendicular? So when it touches this line, whatever is here is a right angle, right? My line looks slanted, but that is the idea, right? Everybody gets that? Okay. So the height of this pyramid is the perpendicular distance between the base and the top of the pyramid. Which is greater, the height of the pyramid or the slant height? So this question is asking you, and this is to some extent common sense, but you have to give your reason behind it. Which one is bigger, the line in blue or the line in yellow? You guys can see my line in yellow.
Means this one height the greatest.
Okay, very good. That's the correct answer. What is your reason? How do you know it is the greatest one?
Means because the slant it doesn't fall on the base on on the same point of the base as the height.
Okay, the slant height is the biggest one, right? The slant height is the longest, and just by looking at the dimensions of the triangle, we can see it. Geometrically, the slant height will always be the longest, even if, even if we would play around with the shape, the slant height is always going to be the longest. The dimension, and the reason is because of this fact right here: perpendicular distance. The perpendicular distance limits the diagram, limits the length of the blue line. Now, you could have a pyramid that where this point was over here, making the blue line longer. But because of the fact that it says perpendicular distance, the height will always be shorter or smaller in length than the slant height. And that will be your reasoning because the height forms a perpendicular angle in the pyramid. And that is your reasoning behind it. The same question gives you the answer to this explaining your reason. Everybody understood that? You're gonna write it in your own words, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. Very good. So we have done question number 1, question number 3, question number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So one more question is left, right? This one. Yes? Am I correct? Did you guys cross check? Is this the only one that is left? Guys.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, it is also.
Okay. Okay. So looking at this question, it says You are making an umbrella that is shaped like a regular octagon pyramid. So how many sides does this octagonal pyramid have?
8, miss.
8. Very good. 8. 8. Estimate the amount of fabric that you will need to make the umbrella. Similar question. Similar question to the one with the lamp, right? For this one, we are only going to find the curved surface area because we only need fabric for the sides of the umbrella at the top. Yes, everybody understands that? So that is the first question that you're going to be doing there. Then it says the fabric comes in rolls that are 60 inches wide. Draw a diagram of how you can cut the fabric from a roll that is 10 feet long. How much fabric is wasted? So basically, only the first question asks about surface area. The other questions are more real life related questions. Yes, everybody understands that? Yes, guys, everybody understands?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna look for the curved surface area first. So, curved surface area. What is the formula for curved surface area?
Half times perimeter, miss.
Half times perimeter
Times
times.
times line slanted height.
Okay, very good. Half times the perimeter. How are we going to find the perimeter of this regular octagon?
4 times 8, miss.
4 times 8. Very good. 4 times 8. So what is 4 times 8?
32, miss.
32. Very good. And what is the slant height?
5.
5. Very good. Now solve that. What do you get?
80, miss.
80? 80, and it is feet squared. Yes, everybody got 80?
Yes.
And
Okay. So we have done number 1. The second one and the third one you are going to do by yourselves because I'm just going to explain what you guys are going to be doing. For number 2, the second one says, or letter B, the fabric comes in rolls that are 60 inches wide. Draw a diagram of how you can cut the fabric from a roll that is 10 feet long. So, let me show you guys. You have this roll of fabric, right? According to your dimensions, it is 60 inches wide and 10 feet long. 10 feet long and 60 inches wide. And then you have to cut out this umbrella. Or how they're asking you, how are you going to be cutting this shape in this roll? Right? The first thing that you have to do is that you have to see that this is 10 feet and this is inches. You have to change one of them. I would suggest you change the 60 inches to feet because your answer for surface area is in feet. So you change this to 60 feet. How do you change inches to feet? Hmm.
1 feet equals 12 inches.
Very good. So what am I going to be doing to the 60?
Divided by 12.
Divided by
Dividing by 12. Very good. And what is 60 divided by 12?
5.
5 feet. So I have this that measures 10 feet by 5 feet. And I have an octagonal shape that I have to cut out of this cloth. You are going to be thinking about how am I going to be cutting this umbrella out of this cloth? And you're going to be drawing that for me. If you are going to be cutting triangles and only triangles, and then that is how you're going to be doing, you have to show me, and you have to use some kind of sense. I'm using the word sense because see how long this has to be? This has to be 5. And your roll is already how much? Your roll is 5. So if you are going to be cutting out triangles, this is just an example. You have to make sure that it is 5 because here it is 5. Right? Everybody understands? Yes, guys? No, guys? Tell me.
Yes, miss, yes.
Okay.
yes, miss.
So this is the second part. The third part now, how much fabric is wasted? Now, for this one, you are going to be finding the area of the fabric, which is 5 and 10. You're going to find the area of that using length times width. And whatever your answer is, you are going to subtract it from 80, and that is going to give you your final answer. Is it 80? From this 80. From this 80 over here. Is it clear what you guys are going to be doing?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay. So, anybody has any questions? Questions, guys? Questions? If there are no questions, you guys are free to leave. Enjoy the rest of your day.